we're going to be learning about sound waves and how to use our sound waves book. Okay, and the book that we're going to be using is Sound Waves Book 2. Let's get that out now. Okay, so here we are, Sound Waves Book 2, which looks just like this. And we're working on page 6 at Unit 1. I'll put that up there where you can see nice and clearly. Okay, so working in our Sound Waves book in Unit 1, we're going to get started. This unit is all about just getting started, getting to know our book, so we won't make it too hard for you. We'll just do one thing at a time and get to know what it is that we need to do in our Sound Waves book. Okay, so the number one thing it says is, what is the sound at the start of, I've got a picture of a kite there. Colour all of the animals that start with this sound. So let's have a look here. We're going to be working here. You've got a picture like that in front of you, or lots of pictures like that. It says, what is the sound at the start of kite? What's the sound at the start of kite? K, that's right. Colour all of the animals that start with this sound. So we have a caterpillar. Does caterpillar start with k, k, like kite? Caterpillar. Yes, caterpillar does. So you will colour in your caterpillar. Then we will look at the next picture. This is a shark. Shark. Does shark start with k, like kite? Shark. K, like kite? No, shark doesn't start with k. It starts with sh. So you can take your pencil and you can go cross, cross. What about the next one? It's a turtle. Turtle. Say turtle. Turtle. Does turtle start with k, like kite? Turtle. No, that's a t sound. It's not a curtle, it's a turtle. So you would put a cross across the turtle. Then you will keep on going with these words, which is butterfly, sheep, crab, kangaroo, tiger, cow, bear, and cat. And each time you're going to think, does that start with a k, like a caterpillar? So here is what I did. I've been working on this one myself. I coloured in the caterpillar because it starts with a k. I didn't colour in the shark. I crossed it out because it does not start with a k. I didn't colour in the turtle. I crossed it out because it does not start with a k. What about butterfly and sheep and crab and kangaroo, tiger, cow, bear and cat? You'll need to think about those and decide, are you going to colour them in because it starts with k like a kite, or are you not going to colour it in? Okay. So you can stop the recording and do that, or you can come back later and do it. This one here tells us, activity tells us that in sound waves, we use sound boxes, okay, to represent the sounds. In sound waves, we use sound boxes to represent the sounds. Sometimes they're a large sound box like this one. Sometimes it's just a small sound box like this. But each time it's got a little picture. We call that an icon, a little picture. And then it's got some graphemes, so ways that we can represent, letters that we can write to represent that sound. And then in the large sound boxes, we've also got some examples, example words, words that have the sound. So this icon is for a girl, and that is to tell us that this is the g sound, g, g, girl, g, g, girls giggle. That's what we will learn when we're doing the sounds later on. And you can see we could write it with one letter G, or we can write it with two letter Gs. And then we can see some words where we use that. We've got this word, girl, girl. And we've got another example word, egg, egg. Those are our example words. And over here in the small icon box, we've got a girl, and we've got the two ways that we can write G. One letter G or with two letter Gs. And we learn more about how to do those. Okay, so did you find that on your page? Did you find that? Can you please point to the icon for the girl, the little picture of a girl? That's right. So there's one in the large sound box. Can you point to the icon for the girl that's in the small sound box? Can you find that one? Can you find the graphemes? That's ways that we can write it, or spelling choices, letters that we could use to make the G sound. Can you point to the graphemes in the large sound box? That's a G by itself, and then the two Gs. Can you point to the graphemes in the small sound box? Find the small sound box and point to the graphemes. There's a little letter G, and there's one letter G, and then there's two letter Gs. Okay, and then can you go back to the large sound box now, please? Now, could you point to the words for girl and the word for egg? So those are our example words. They're example words. So they are some of, or one of the ways that we could use that in a word. So there's lots of different words that we could write with those letters. That we've just got a couple of examples there. Okay, good work. You've done activity 1 and you've done activity 2. What we can do now is go on and have a look at activity 3. So you'll need to have a look at your book. Go down the page, activity 1, coloured those in or you've crossed them out. Activity 2, we found out about large sound boxes and small sound boxes. We found out about icons. We found out about graphemes, and we found out about example words, examples of words using those graphemes. And now we're going to work on number 3. Can you see number 3 on your book? Point to the number 3 so that you know that you're on the right place. Point to that number 3 in your book, on your book. Say the sounds for these sound boxes. We have a for a fish. Fish. So there's our icon. That icon has a fish picture, and that's to tell us that we're learning about the sound. And here are the graphemes, the spelling choices, the ways we could write with one letter F, two letter Fs, or PH. And guess what we have after that? In our large sound box, we have example words of fish and cliff and phone. Let's point at those words and you read them with me. Fish, cliff, phone. Can we do that again? Can you point at the words while I read them and you read them along with me too? Fish, cliff, phone. So that's a large sound box. Remember that we've got large sound boxes, but we also have small sound boxes. So let's have a look at the small sound box. It has a different sound. We're not going to keep on working on the F sound now. Let's have a look at the small sound box and find out what this new sound is. Can you see the icon, that little picture, an icon? The icon of a tiger. Have a look at that. Can you tell that's a tiger? It's a bit stripy, isn't he? Like a tiger. So that's a tiger. And the sound that we're learning when we look at the tiger sound box is a T sound. So here's one grapheme, one letter T. One letter T is one of the spelling choices for the T sound. Here's two letter T's. Two letter T's is another spelling sound for the T sound. It's a tiger, T, T, tiger, T, T. It's a small sound box, so it doesn't have example words over here, does it? Because it's only a small sound box. In the large sound box, there's example words, but not in the small sound boxes. So we've seen that there's large sound boxes and there's small sound boxes. Let's look down the page and see what's next. Here's a large sound box. What's that picture in the large sound box? What is that icon in this sound box? That's right, that icon there is a star. Oh, sorry, I'll put it back up where you can see it. That picture there, sorry, that icon there is a star in that large sound box. And here are the graphemes, which means the ways that we can write the spelling choices for star, for the R sound in star. R, A-R, you can write A-R to write R, or sometimes you can write A to write R. Star can have A-R or it can have A. That can say R and that can say R. Star, R-R-R, star. And look at the example words here. Can you read them with me? Star and glass. Can you see how the letters that we use to say R are put into very dark writing? We call that bold. The letters that we use to say R are over here in bold writing, big dark writing. The letter, the A, that we use to say R in glass is in big dark writing. It's in bold writing. So let's read these again. Star and glass. We've got a star picture, a star icon, the grapheme AR and the grapheme A. Those are our spelling choices, and let's see how we can use them. In star, AR saying R, R, and in glass, A saying R, glass, glass. Okay, it's just one more sound box left on this page now. Let's have a look at it and see what we can learn from this sound box. This picture is a boat. It's an icon of a boat. Let's have a look at that up close in case you can't see it quite there. Can you find it on your page? That's a boat. And the boat has some different graphemes that we can use to say the O sound. So when you see boat picture, the boat icon, you'll know we're learning the O sound. Oat. Let's have a look. O and A together can say O. O. O something E can say O. 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 W sometimes says O. And sometimes O can say O. 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 Do it again. O. 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 Boat. O. 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 Row your boat. O. 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 So that's some of what we'll be learning about in sound waves. You don't need to remember those right now. We're just going to work with them all year, and at the end of the year, you'll know them really, really well. So that's going to help you a lot. You're going to know what kinds of letters you can choose to spell different sounds, and that's going to really make spelling so much easier for you. So I'm pretty excited about this. That's all we're going to do in this Sound Waves lesson. We'll get back together and do the other page, the next page together really soon. Okay, bye-bye. Thank you for coming.